Hi, I'm Lisa Wallen with Directional Learning, and I welcome you teachers and parents to the Teacher Parent Edition. Today, we're going to be teaching you how to teach your student all about silent E. They're going to be able to decode silent E in a word by using our pictures, and we're going to tell you a story for the student to remember how to decode silent E and how to see silent E in a word. Well, E is the elephant. We're going to go back to our pictures from our handwriting program. The E stood for the elephant, so we're going to have an elephant for the student, and this elephant's going to be able to do a trick by jumping over the blue letter, the blue fly, or the consonant, and making any one of these red letters, vowels, scream their name. And they're going to learn the sound, what happens when the elephant runs into the yak, what sound the yak screams. So today, all you need is a whiteboard. You can go to directionallearning.com and you can download our clip art for the student so that they can use these shapes for decoding. Or you can give them expo markers so they can make their own shapes if they want to decode that way too. So let's go teach our student about silent E. So I would start off with an easy silent E word, and notice that A is going to be in the middle. So I would kind of start with words that have A in the middle and silent E at the end. And you can see I have a list here that you can practice with your student. And you'll see that throughout this video. I'll have a list of words, and you can make up your own words too. So this is just a list for you to use or make up your own. So you can see I have blends in here. So if your student knows blends, you can teach them blends. And I have digraphs in here. If they know digraphs, you can teach them. If they don't, we have a video where you can watch it and teach your student. So the first thing I would do is have them look for the vowels first in this word. So let's look for the vowels. There's a vowel there. That's what these triangles are, or they're called red letters. And there's another one there at the end. And I'll tell them, do you notice this is a little different from the words that we've been decoding? We decoded words where there was a red letter, a blue fly, or a red letter all by itself. And there's only one red letter. Notice there's two red letters here. And we decoded words where there's team vowels, where the vowels were right next to each other. But notice this is different. They're far away from each other. Well, when they're far away, when we have a red letter here and a red letter there, we have to look in between, meaning the middle. So you look in this area here. And what kind of letter is that? It's a consonant, a blue fly. So I'm going to put a blue fly there. And when we have E at the end of the word, notice that this letter E is at the end of the word, we do something different. I'm going to silence him, and we're going to check to see if he's silent E. So notice that I covered him. That means that I silenced him. You won't hear from him. He's silent. So how I check is, remember E in the handwriting was the elephant, so we're going to bring the elephant out. The elephant, if it's silent E, this elephant, he'll be next to a blue letter. Notice how he's next to a blue letter? Then there'll be a vowel here in the middle. Well, the elephant, he's able to jump over this blue letter, this blue fly, so he can jump over the blue flies, the consonants, and make this red letter, there's a red letter there, scream its letter name. He'll make the long sound there, and that's silent E's job. He becomes silent. He has to be at the end of the word. He can jump over a blue letter and make a vowel long. That's silent E's job. Okay, so now that they know that it's silent E, I'll have them get a pen out, and I'll say, okay, let's make the elephant jump over the blue letter. So maybe I'll show them on this one, and make this vowel. So then I will put an arrow there, scream its letter name, and do a long stick for the long sound. And that's silent E. Notice he's quiet. He jumped over the blue letter and made this vowel scream its name. So then you can touch it and say the sounds. Aid, made. Notice the elephant's silent in silent E. That's his job, to be silent. So you decode the word made, and because there's different types of maids, for the spelling, you want to give them a definition of this type of made. Maybe a sentence like, I made chocolate chip cookies last night. So then now they know what made means. Then you're going to have them number the word. Okay, you're going to have them number the word, meaning the parking spaces. And the parking spaces mean direction in the word. This is the beginning sound. This right here is in the middle. And with silent E words, the vowel's always going to be in the middle. And for the ending is the elephant because he's at the end and he's going to take the blue letter with him. Because there's only 3 parking spots, 4 letters. So the elephant is going to take the blue letter with him in silent E. So in silent E, this is the beginning sound. The vowel's always in the middle with silent E, and silent E is going to be at the end with the blue letter. Now you do have 2 red letters, but you're only hearing from this red letter because silent E is silent. So you built a 1-syllable word. So that's how I would teach them silent E. Pretty easy. And they can always check with the elephant, especially if they're younger. The elephant can do a special trick if it's silent E. He can always jump over the blue fly and make this vowel long. And that's the job of silent E. Okay, you taught the student about silent E and with A in the middle. So now I move to a word with maybe E in the middle. So let's do that. And we're actually going to decode it the same way. Nothing has changed, so it's going to be pretty much the same thing. So I would have them look for the red letters. Okay, and they're going to see that they're far apart, right? So they're going to look in the middle. There's 1 blue fly in the middle, so they're going to put that there. And now they have to check to see if it's silent E. And remember, if they are a younger student, you can bring out the elephant for them to check. If they're older or maybe an adult, you can just use a pen. So here's the elephant. He's able to jump over a blue letter, and there is a vowel there, so this vowel will be long. Okay, so it is silent E, and they can even look at the pattern here. There's a red letter, blue, red. Okay, and most important, this is the E at the end. So they're going to silence it. Then they can get their pen out. You taught them how to do that. Have them jump over the blue letter and make this letter scream its name. And remember, at first they're going to use the pen to figure it out, but after a while they'll just be able to do it in their head. Okay, so this is P, eat, Pete, and you can tell them that's a person's name. They can number it. Remember, this is going to be the beginning sound. Our vowel's always in the middle, and then the E will always take the T, or the blue letter, I should say, and that's the ending sound. So we have a beginning, middle, and ending sound. There's 2 red letters. You only hear from this red letter 1, so you built a 1-syllable word. And something else about silent E with E in the middle is very uncommon for words. So you're not going to have a whole bunch of words with silent E and E in the middle, but there are a few, and you can think of more to work with on the student. And then I would just move to I would move to the next set of vowels, which would be the I's in the middle of the word. So I have some down here that you can practice with your student. You can have them decode it. And these are super easy because the E is going to jump over the blue letter and that's going to scream I. Same thing with the O's. That's going to happen too. The E is going to be silent. It's going to jump over the blue and that's just going to scream O. So we're not going to go through those because you can work with those letters with your student. But when we get to the U's, then U is unique because it can make 2 long sounds. So we'll work on those words there with the U. Okay, so we're going to teach them the 2 long sounds of U because U is unique. It can make 2 long sounds. They've learned the first sound. The first sound is if there's no blue fly here, it's all by itself, it gets to make a long sound, U. The second sound is oo. Notice I have a picture here. This picture is key to help them remember the second sound. What I do is I put the rainbow up here so they can see it, and I'll say, okay, see this pretty rainbow? Well, if there was a pretty rainbow in the air, imagine there's a pretty rainbow in the air. You'd want to put your glasses on to see it. So see the picture of the glasses? So I have them do a circle with each finger and pretend that they're glasses. And I'll say, imagine there's a rainbow up in the air and you'd want to see it. Put your glasses on, so make the circles and look through your glasses. And you would say, ooh, ooh. That's the second long sound it can make, ooh. And also, to help them remember that sound, see this rainbow here? If we were to turn this rainbow around Doesn't it look like the letter U? So that could remind them of that sound. And then they can take the rainbow and put it this way here. So if they're getting stuck on the long sound, tell them, say the first sound, it gets to scream its letter name U, then remember the rainbow. The second sound, you put your glasses on, ooh. So this is a good way to help them remember that sound. Now that they know both sounds, U and ooh, now they can go to decode words like dude and cube. So let's decode a word like this. First thing they're going to do is find the red letters, right? And there's two of them, so they're going to look in between. There's one blue fly, so they're going to put the blue fly there. And they're going to notice there's an E at the end, so that's probably our elephant, but let's check first. So remember the pattern, our elephant. This is our elephant. He can jump over a blue letter. There's a blue letter. And he can jump into this vowel and make this vowel scream its name, and there is a vowel there. So that's silent E. So they'll silence him, they'll get their pen out, and now they can make him jump over the blue letter and make this vowel scream its name. Now remember, if they're an older student, you don't need to give them the elephant to do that. They can just do it with their pen and check for silent E. Okay, and then this will scream its name, right? And then they can touch it. And since they know the two long sounds, always try to have them do the U sound. See, this is the U sound, the line. So, k. So they'll do k, U, b, cube. The word is cube. And you can give them a sentence. I always try to work on vocabulary as they decode. And they can number it. This is the beginning sound, right? The vowel is going to be in the middle in silent E, and E is at the end, and it takes the blue letter. And there's two red letters, but we're only hearing from one, so it's a one-syllable word, okay? So this is an easy word because they already know the U sound, okay? But now we're going to give them a word that has the OO sound in it. Okay, let's have them decode a word like this with the U in the middle. Same thing, they're going to find the red letters. They're going to see that the red letters are far apart, so they have to look in between. There's one blue fly in between, and there's an E at the end. So if they're a younger student, you can bring out the elephant, and they can check by having the elephant jump over a blue letter. There's a blue letter, and there's a vowel there. So yes, that's silent E, can scream. If they're an older student too, you don't have to take out the elephant, but you can have them just use the pen to check, okay? So they can jump over the blue letter and make the vowel scream its name. And they're going to try the first sound in U. And remember, down here, this can make two sounds. The long sound, it can say U or oo. Have them try the U, the line. See the lines there for them? Duh, you'd, the you. Did that make a word? It did not. Notice how it doesn't blend well? The you doesn't blend well, does it? So we can try the second sound. Give the student the pen for them to make the glasses, and if they don't know how to make glasses, just have them make two circles. They can make the eyeballs and make it look like a pair of glasses, and remind them of the sound ooh. And if they don't remember, tell them to make two circles with their fingers. Imagine a rainbow up in the air. And if you put your glasses on to look at the rainbow, so you would say ooh, ooh. So that would be the sound. Then they can touch the word and say the word. Duh, ooh, duh, dude. Notice silent E is silent. So, and tell them, do you notice when you said duh, ooed, notice how it blended really well? Well, that's the sound you would make. You tried U, it didn't make a word, so then try ooh, and ooh made a word. And if they don't know what the word is, you can give them a sentence or explain what the word dude means to them. And you can tell I have some other words for them to practice there. And also I wanted to show you a fun way for them to imagine a rainbow too. So let me get my pen out. Remember that the rainbow looked like the letter U, so if they need a reminder, you can give them a pen and they can actually make a rainbow with the letter U. using whatever colors they want to use. And it makes it fun for them, and then they can remember the sound, and it makes it fun for younger kids. So if they forget the sound, say, oh, remember the rainbow, and they can make a fun rainbow there. And you'd want to look at it. So you'd put your glasses on, and you would say, ooh, ooh. If you didn't want to put a rainbow here, you could put it down here. And also, this makes a fun place to put a rainbow too, if they wanted to, with letter E. When it goes to the U, you can do a pretty rainbow here. And they can use any colors they want, and it just makes it fun for the student. Okay, so you can do a rainbow there too if you like. So anyways, that's my little trick for teaching the long sound of U. So it'll scream U and it will say ooh. Just remember the rainbow. Put your glasses on, you would say ooh. And also remember, they can park the parking spots on the word, and they can tell you how many syllables in a silent E word. And then you can have them practice words that have the U sound or the OO sound. Okay, let's move on to our next type of silent E word. This is going to be a silent E word. You can tell it can jump over the blue letter, and there's a vowel here. Now the vowel is Y, so that's the type of word we're going to be working on when the silent E is at the end and the middle vowel is Y. Y is going to be a whole different sound. So we teach it with a story. So let's talk about letter Y first. Letter Y is an exceptional letter because depending on where it is in a word, it can make different sounds. Same thing with a syllable. So for instance, I will show them this word here and I'll say this. Notice that this has the letter Y in it. Let's figure out where that Y is at. There's a beginning sound, and let's unclip this. There's a middle sound there, right? And then this is the ending sound. So when Y is the first sound, it's going to make the yak sound. And they learned in the handwriting the yak sound is yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, got a haircut. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then they're going to go ahead and decode it. So let's decode it. Find the red letter. There's the red letter. And there's a blue letter, blue fly next door. So it's going to cry because the blue fly is there. So it's going to do its short sound, its baby sound. So they get the word yeah, s, yes. Now notice when I decoded it, I did not make this a red letter because the rule is when Y is the first letter in a word or syllable, you do not make it a red letter. It's not a red letter, okay? But when Y is moved in a word, for instance, let's move this. If Y is moved, let's do this word here. We're going to do a silent E word now. Now notice that this is going to be silent E, right? Because it can jump over the blue letter. This is a vowel. So let's have them number it. This is the beginning sound. They've been doing this for a while. The vowel is going to be the middle sound, and then P and E is going to live at the end, right? Together. Tell them, do you notice that Y is not the first letter? So if it's not the first letter, then it becomes a vowel. It's not the first letter, so it becomes a vowel all of a sudden. It's going to make a whole different sound. And they can keep decoding it, right? They can say that there's an E at the end, and let's see, they have to look between because there's two red letters, so there's a blue fly there, and now they can check to see if it's a silent E, and if they're an older student, they can just take their pen. They don't need to use the clip art, right? This E can jump. Let's silence it. What? Hang on a second. Let me see. I'll silence it because we know it's E, but they can check with their pen too. It's can jump over the blue letter and make this one scream its name. So this is going to scream its name. And now they have to figure out what sound it's going to be to scream its name. Because have you ever heard a word with it screaming Y? You don't, right? So we have to teach them that sound. So what I like to do, I'm going to erase it. What I like to do is I like to teach them a simple way with a picture, okay? With a picture. So let me unclip this, ungroup it so that we can bring our pictures in. And I like to bring in the yak for this, even though it's not going to make a yak sound. It's a good picture. And then I'll bring the elephant here, okay? And even if they're older student, you can show them this once and they'll usually get it. Okay, so I just tell them that this stood for the yak, right? It's a big animal. So is the elephant. Elephant's a really big animal. Yak's never seen the elephant. And the elephant jumps over the blue letter and right into the yak. And guess what that yak screams? He says, I. He screams, I don't like it. I. It's an easy way for them to remember. So the elephant doesn't like it the yak doesn't like it when the elephant jumps into him and he screams, I don't like it. I. It's kind of a cute way for them to remember the sound. Okay. So then now they can read the word. Type. The word is type. You can give them a sentence with that so that they understand what type means. And then you can ask them, how many red letters? There's 2, but you're only hearing from 1, so you built a 1-syllable word. So now they can decode these types of words with silent E at the end and Y. They know what sound to make. When that elephant jumps into that yak screams, I don't like it. I. That's the sound. Okay, there's not a whole lot of words with E at the end and Y in the middle, but they still need to know that sound, okay? So you can teach that to them. And the last thing I would do is I'd have them practice silent E nonsense words. And you can see I still have all the vowels in here that I've thrown in here. With U for nonsense words, I have them decode it both ways, both long sounds. And then once you do that, then they should be pretty proficient at silent E. So we thank you for watching Directional Learning, and be sure to like our videos and subscribe to Directional Learning. And we can't wait to teach you more.